What's up, everyone? And this is Next Level Thinking. What's up, everyone? You know what? I'm gonna have to do that again because I have that's inspiration. Yeah, we got a techno. So let's go ahead and get the right intro going. So let's try this again.
Soul Productions present Street Topics, and you don't want to get caught slipping. You don't know what topics they're going to serve you, from current events to politics, for topics that they don't even want to talk about. From old school remedies.
Run out of medicine. Grandma had her remedies. But I'm not gonna lie. One remedy that I wish I could remember exactly what she had, but she mixed them together. And when by the time I got through with that, I must have been the most drunk. I felt drunk. I know I didn't understand what drunk, but now that I look back.
Heated topics causing disagreements.
Negative, because that's what all of y'all like. It's just very heavy and negative.
Well,
so we're all there to have emotional conversations when we're just bashing each other.
On another show. We ain't negative, woman, girl.
No matter how heated the conversation may get, these gentlemen always come back together with solutions.
Better than this. You got to learn how to respect each other. Respect each other's differences. We're not supposed to all think alike.
Tune in every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Subscribe so you can stay connected to Soul Productions and Street Topics.
Now that's better. You gotta go raw.
Yeah.
So what's up, everyone? It's another episode of Street Topics where we keep it raw into the flesh and bone, and we talk about a conversation that y'all are afraid to talk about, but we ain't afraid to talk about because we keep it live and naked. What? Naked and not afraid. I ain't got no damn simple. It's your host, Chris C. Holmes, as always, and today I have my guest, as you know, look at this shirt. I don't need Google. My wife knows everything. He leaves back. I was like, he must want me to read it. But yeah, the one and the only Johnson.
All right. What's going on, brother? What's going on? It's wonderful to be here.
Oh yes, always a good day to be amongst the living and to talk shit.
Yeah. Well, I kind of debate that when I hear people say that, they say among the living, but if you a believer of God, then I say you're among the dead, because the living is when you with God on the other side. So I look at it differently.
Okay. I
so, I get all up deep.
You're getting deep in there, Okay, young grasshopper. Let me read a couple more books, and I'm just still hopping around. So we had this, of course, if he's able to. But I know we're missing Donna Baker, but weather and things happen. But we're gonna keep the show rolling on, and he's gonna be back in time, another time for talk shit. Like he's still among us. Trust me.
Most definitely.
So y'all can see the topic at hand. Street Topics: accountability in America. Woo! Now I left this one broad because it can go into a lot of different realms. Of course, number one, people gonna talk about relationships, but we're talking about the job, amongst your family. Growing up as being a man or a woman, parenting, it goes all across the spectrum. And we're just going to have fun on it a little bit. I'm going to have part 2. So I can.
Man, there's going to be several parts. You got to come with this, man. So general.
I did that on purpose.
You're going to need a lot of parts.
Yeah, because I want the people to give their feedback and much more so we can keep going on. It's supposed to be engaging with the audience. You make this show even better and raw.
Yeah, that's true. I ain't mad at you.
So when it comes to accountability, I'll start because I know you probably got the whole thing clocked ready to go, because I know you ready to fire that pistol like you just like that. I mean, this is a hot topic,
I don't know, man. It might. It might happen.
So I'll go ahead and start. So when it comes to accountability, I feel like America's not doing it at all. Maybe it's the social, maybe the trend, or traditions and much more, but I just don't see it, because what I'm seeing today is I'm hearing and seeing and feeling a lot of people crying, like to put blame on others, knowing they were at fault. They can be like, well, it's not. Oh, you don't understand how I feel. Did they just say that damn word, feel? Did they just say that damn word, feel? You know how I feel about feel? I say how I feel about life. It's like, well, I feel like I should have got that promotion. I feel like they didn't give me enough time to get to work. I feel like the Lord should give me my what? It can go all across the spectrum, but no one wants to look in the mirror and be like, I'm at fault for this. Maybe I should actually do the responsible thing and take control and say I'm at fault. Because when you say others are at fault or blame anybody else, you know what you do? You lose control. You feel like you're in control of everything. But when you start saying it's my fault, and people say, oh, that's weakness. But there's so much power into that because you regain control. Now you're saying like, yeah, I'm responsible for that. But you know what? I can fix it. Instead of being like, it's not under control. But, well, you know, that's just starting on a surface level. But what do you think? What do you think? What do you think?
Man, that's first of all, let's look at it like this.
Uh-oh, you about to say some shit.
Man, what I want to first say is that accountability is defined as being responsible for one's actions.
You know what? Let me pull it. I'm gonna pull that Googleation up.
And accepting the consequences that comes with them. That's accountability, right?
Mm-hmm.
But people's actions reflect selfishness, right? So if you are selfish, and a lot of people are selfish in this world because they only think of themselves, they want to take credit for themselves.
And as you tell them, pull the definition so they can see.
But at the same time, if you want to make everything about yourself, why don't make accountability about yourself?
And like you said, like in case you blow these lines,
it doesn't make.
Look what it says: an obligation or a willingness to accept responsibility or to account for one's actions. It is what it is. And then we got, I had to pull in Webster because they're like, oh, you lying. It's right here.
And then look up responsibility. Define responsibility, because they use responsibility in the definition. Because you have some people that like to play dumb, try to play that they're uneducated, or they're unaware, or they don't know how to use the dictionary, or they don't understand terminology only through the hearing. Because most blacks, not all.
Oh, you see this? You see this right here? Wait. I hate to interrupt. You see this? Because a lot of people say I'm mentally not there. But what does it say? The quality or say to be responsible, such as moral, legal, or mental accountability. And then it said it. So don't get it, because a lot of people are like, oh, I feel, I don't want, but you don't.
It has nothing to do with emotions. So if you look at those definitions, does any word or any description says anything that's relating to the emotion of a person? People want to use their emotions to justify not being accountable and not being responsible. In the definition you just showed, it has no indication regarding emotion. Accountability is the real straight up, this is what it is. I don't care nothing about your feelings, but this is your duty. This is your job. No matter whatever happens, good or bad, you will suffer the consequences.
All right, let me play devil's advocate real quick. Now I can already hear her backlash. You're gonna be like, wait, you saying take emotions completely out? I mean, how could you say something like that? Because emotions give actual better context, because you need emotions to feel morally obligated to something. Like if I don't feel bad for this person or have emotions to motivate me, what are you trying to say? I feel like that person's just cold-hearted. I feel like they just cold-hearted.
Emotions is what keeps chaos.
Say what?
Keep going.
Say what?
Emotions keep chaos evolving constantly.
Chaos.
When emotion get involved, you don't use your brain. You don't use your
calling these people brain dead. You calling these people brain dead, man?
You really don't. You don't use your thinking capacity. You only go off your feelings.
Oh,
And
you
your
calling them brain
feelings is
dead.
always taking you to the wrong spot, to the wrong direction, to the wrong ending point, the wrong beginning. Everything about your feelings is wrong. You probably end up married or dating the wrong person because you was in your emotions.
Uh-oh. Watch out now.
And you don't want to accept accountability that you was in your emotions at the time that y'all hooked up.
Watch out now. Hold on now. You stepping on people's toes, they gonna get mad. They gonna be like, look, wait, you can't be talking about my people. You can't talk about my wife. You can't talk about my wife.
You know.
Or my baby, you don't understand, I can fix him.
You can't fix nobody if they don't want to be fixed.
Oh shit.
That's the bottom line.
Oh shit.
You can only control yourself, your desires, your wants, and that's it, and your thoughts.
Oh shit.
You can't control anyone else. When you're trying to control someone else, hey, that's your emotion getting involved. And then you're getting upset at the situation of trying to control somebody or control a situation that you have no control over. So you nerving yourself up because you know you can't control it, but you're still trying to control it. So that makes you look like a fool because that's insanity to think that you can do that.
Hold on. I'm playing devil's advocate. Wait a minute. You have to have emotions. Like, look, we got to come up with love and kindness. You got to get empathy. And see, that's where emotion comes in. You can't be cold-hearted in this place.
But in answering that, when you're talking about love, you still not using the emotion part of that properly. If you're gonna love, you don't just love one particular thing or one particular person or one particular group. Technically, you're supposed to be loving everyone.
Wait, whoa!
To include yourself.
You don't understand. You don't understand.
That means you can't love everyone else.
You don't understand what this person did to me.
It doesn't.
You don't understand my pain
because that individual you may have worked the hell out of that individual.
Wait a minute. What you trying to say? You trying to say I worked the hell out of that individual?
Love you so much, they may take your crap. Well, some person that don't love you, don't care, but just say the word, ain't gonna take your crap. So when it comes to accountability,
truth hurts.
If people realize how selfish they are and change the way they look at themselves,
I'm selfish. Yeah, I'm playing devil's advocate. I'm selfish. You don't know how much I contribute to my church, to my community, and what I do at home. You don't understand my role.
But that's the key. You, an individual that makes that statement, what do they say? I. So who are they still talking about?
Am I not supposed to talk about things I've done?
No. Does a lion or a tiger go around telling the other animals in the jungle that they are a lion and tiger? No. So how does a lion and tiger? How does the other animals know that they're a lion and tiger?
Oh, you don't say shit. You already know. You already know what's up. You see that, you be like, okay, let's go.
by their actions, right? So, people want to put their words before the action and not have no action and want people to believe what comes out their mouth. See, and that's where people get all that mixed up and get it wrong, because it's the action, not the words, that should come first.
So you trying to say how I feel? I'm playing the back because you know how some people, how I feel is not important. That's what you're saying.
Your feelings, when it comes to accountability, is not important.
What?
When it comes to accountability, your feelings is not important. Because when your feelings come into play, you're not going to be accountable and you're going to blame everyone else but yourself because it was your fault, but because you too weak-minded and too selfish to the point where you cannot accept when you were wrong or you did wrong.
Man, you sound like a straight dog over here. It's like, it is what it is.
It is what it is. It is what it is. Because if people make, this was so funny, man. People make simple things, making it the hardest things. And the hardest things, they make it the simple things. So that is fascinating how backwards people think and conduct themselves. and don't realize they're doing everything inside out, all toe up from the flow up, as they used to say in my day.
Toe up from the flow up. Oh, shit.
Because how can that simple accountability, people will respect anyone that hold themselves accountable. There's less I put it this way, there's a less likelihood of a harsh accountability for the consequences from that. There is, and if there is a consequences, it's not going to be so grand and big because you held yourself accountable. You made sure that you was responsible. You stood up and say, I messed up, this is my fault. And I guarantee you, people's attitude will turn around because people expect out of each and every one, everyone expects each other to lie to each other and not to hold each other accountable.
Oh yeah, because it feels better.
Yeah. And when you do the opposite and hold yourself accountable, people do not and cannot really grasp or be angry because they don't have nothing to be angry about because you just admitted it. Whatever that situation is.
So I pulled this up real quick just to kind of make it interesting. You know, we got to pull up different articles. So they're like, oh, they're being biased. Nah. I'm going to try to find some emotions on all sides so we can keep it going. But like, I want y'all to take a look at this. So it's from the Deacon Chronicle. You know, just find different opinions because I don't want you to just think it's just us. So it says this. We have the 5 emotions that could kill you. Kill me. Yeah, we said kill you. And, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Anger. Let me go ahead and zoom in because I know I got this big screen, but I need to get it to read. And what it says about anger, and I'm going to read a little bit of scientific studies have shown that anger could increase your risk of cardiovascular problems and even cause a heart attack. And for some reason in traditions or culture, we always like to make people mad. All right. And this is because a sudden burst of anger leads to an overtop surge of chemicals throughout your body, like adrenaline and non-adrenaline. Also, when you're angry, your brain overreacts and causes blood flow to rush to your frontal lobe. And this is why I like to try to keep my peace as much as possible. I'm not perfect, but this is why I can't stand. Yeah, but this is why I can't stand toxic people who like to say mad all the time because I'm like, oh hell no, you're not about to send me to Earl Grey.
Or they gossip, or they stir up conflict, or they lie about a situation.
Oh yeah,
just to create chaos. Those are toxic people that people need to stay away.
And let me hit it home. And you have people that think this is normal in relationship and marriages. Yeah,
that's true.
I said in marriages too. So imagine you going home to this every goddamn day. Oh, that's the reason why I see like people die of heart attacks. So it's not just because of work. Hell, it may be all the hell that's going on inside the household that may shorten your life.
That's
true. But we always want to show it on the rug, like, oh, be a man about it, be a woman about it. So
but,
see, I did
that. But in that situation, if you pull the layers back, one or both of the people in the relationship saw the default in one or the other, but ignored it and stuck with it because they were in their emotion to get with that individual because, hey, the sex was good.
Yeah, they ready for to see what's in between those legs.
But at the same time, they never paid attention to the thought, the brain. What's in that? They were more in the emotion in regards to the physical side, if you understand what I mean.
That's fine.
But if you don't get to the head, what is in your head or anyone's head that's located between their two shoulders?
And that's why I never understand people who just come off of work all mad all the time, just want to backlash it. And I never will forget, I told a person this, I said, and that was always mad, like, look, the way you acting right now, you're going to kill yourself. You can't wish that on me. I'm not wishing anything on you. I mean, there's scientific studies, like the way you acting like now, you can put your own damn self in the early grave. You're doing it to yourself. Why would you? There's a reason why people don't want their grandparents and stuff to be mad, but keeping them up like this, not just grandparents, Yoko on the table too.
It's
Watch
truth.
that.
It's the truth. I mean, people, don't get me wrong, words have power. But at the same time, the words people are using and in the way they're using and how they're using also has power within themselves to whether they're going to be healthy or unhealthy.
And
so being angry all the time and you swearing and you doing all this other stuff, you still speaking the words out that's negative. So now, not only you giving negative vibe, now it's a repercussion because you're doing that negative vibe and it's affecting the heart, like what you described.
And guess what? Who's responsible for that? You.
Exactly. It's not the doctor's fault. It's not the wife, not the girlfriend, not the kids, not the mother-in-law, not the mom, not the dad. It's your fault. Because as soon as you have pubic hair and you grown and you out of the house, you are too old to be blaming everybody else.
Let's go on.
You're a grown person trying to blame everyone else like a child, like a kid, like a 5-year-old, like a 3-year-old, like a 2-year-old.
Man, you got 30 and 40 and 50. Man, it don't matter what age you are. You got people having that's just way growing to have child tantrums. And
that is my whole point, brother.
And I want to take accountability.
You have grown people acting like kids that will not accept accountability and will whine and cry and have temper tantrums.
Especially when they don't,
everybody else.
Especially when they don't get what they want, and a lot of people, and I'll be blunt about this. A lot of people do that in marriages,
because when in the marriage part, when people get like that in marriage,
it's very common. Unfortunately,
I'm saying because they want something that they can't have, or they have something that they don't
want. And guess what? When they don't want accountability and they get all these tensions, I hear this all the time. He or she, look, you are the reason why I left. You are the reason why I cheated. You are the reason why I'm drunk. You are the reason why. Because you see, I keep saying you because like the person that takes.
Because see, when people say that you stuff, they forget that they have a choice. You got a choice to either get up in the morning and wash your ass. You got a choice to brush your teeth or not and have stinky breath. You got a choice to eat breakfast or not, or you just starve. You got a choice whether or not you want to go to work or not, if you want to eat, sleep, have clothes. You have a choice. Everyone has a choice, and that's the problem. People want to make it seem like they don't have a choice, but every single day you're making a choice decision, and then the choice decision still has a consequences, and you're still held accountable.
You know what? And then I'll be transparent on me because, like, I can make the choice to get up on time or I'll be late.
Thank you.
I can give myself grace enough time because emergency can come up and then be like, or I can be like, I didn't give myself enough grace time, or I can be like, oh, I blame the traffic, or I blame the weather, or I can be like this, or better yet, I can be like, none of my students are listening to me, or I can be like, how can I change my way of teaching? What do I need to do to actually engage with them? Or I can be like, oh, it's just them. Or I go even further than that. I can be like, I blame the economy. Yeah, this is gonna hurt people's soul. I blame the economy. This is the reason why I'm broke. I can't keep no money.
No. Bills. And let's go to accountability on that. How, if you making $4,000 a month, why are you trying to spend $6,000 a month, and you only bringing in $4,000 a month? Who are you trying to impress? And so, if you broke spending more than what's coming in,
oh goddamn,
that's nobody's accountability because nobody didn't tell you to spend the money.
Oh, he went there, y'all.
No one told you.
Goddamn.
To buy Ray, Pookie, and all them some extra gifts.
Hey, but it's Christmas time.
and they so young that they're not gonna even remember the Christmas. They're not gonna remember the Thanksgiving. They're not gonna remember.
Don't be a devil's advocate, but like you cold, man. You must not have no kids. You make
a child at a certain age is not going to remember certain things. So why would you spend all this money that you don't have? And matter of fact, you can have a great party without spending a lot of money if you know what you're doing. The problem is this: you don't know what you're doing, and you're too busy trying to impress the wrong people. See, I have to agree with Dr. Baker.
Uh-huh.
Broke niggas always want to flow show what they have. Rich people don't show what they have. They look poor. See, and that's where the mix-up is.
They don't want to be a target.
Thank you. And not only that, they save their money to be able to invest, and that's how they became rich.
You know what? I had a colleague right now. He has a $1 million insurance business, and like one of the things I was like, "Yep, this is the kind of people in my circle." He's making millions on all that stuff, and like say, you don't get this. He was like, "Look, I can afford it right now, but I'm not spending my money on that. I got my family, my kids to provide, and I got investments to invest in.
Exactly.
I'm looking long term. I'm not going to spend money on a flourish. You
And
still enjoy the holidays.
that's the
I'm looking
problem.
long term. I need to have my family, my wife, and everybody else taken care of. The little gifts, like they're going to steal some gifts, but I'm not going to overspend. That doesn't make sense. It's coming from someone with money and wealth. They could afford to just buy out the store. They're like, no, I'm not doing that.
Explained that. I'm glad you gave that example, because that explains exactly specific, a great example of what I just said. Broke Negroes, and when I say Negroes, I'm not talking about black folks. I'm talking about every race that want to be seen, to appear and think, hey, want people to think you have money, when actually people know you broke.
Or let's say this too, and I'm not gonna look. This is a raw podcast. People feel guilt for not spending a certain amount on funds during the holiday season. But in my mind, I'm like this: if a person,
so let me ask you based on this.
Wait, because I know I'm setting you up. So you trying to tell me that my love for you is based on the value that I give out of my monetary and things that I buy, and not only on that. I will say this, and I'm setting you up even more.
Okay.
I feel like more people go in more debt and fuck themselves over going into the next year more because of the holiday season, because they overspend. They get more loans, they buy excessive things, and then when the first of the year comes, they got all these New Year's resolutions and not realizing that they put their stuff like 10 steps back by unnecessary purchases. Yeah, you have a temporary smile and all that much more. You know, I'm not saying don't buy anything. I'm saying just be smart when you're buying things. Don't go overboard and throw yourself broke. Because if you are a parent, let's be realistic, and this is the fact, truth that hurts. So if you are a parent, you're providing kids, you already live and check a check. Why would you put yourself in more further debt, and then you got to buy more loans, and you still know you got to provide for the kids? Do you realize how backwards that is?
Well, I like how you put that. My thing is this. And I may be repeating this. Broke people want to look rich. Rich people looks poor. So when, first of all, in spending money, is it about the love you have for an individual, or is it just to please them because you're trying to buy their love?
Ooh, now you're hurting people's feelings and soul right now. You can't.
Because if the person truly and really loves you, they would think of it as it's the thought
that matters.
That matters, and it came from the heart. It wasn't something superficial, but it comes from the heart. That is the problem with the people in the United States, because now, if you look at commercials is no more another form of psychology.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
That's all commercial is, the marketing, because all they're doing is showing you something that you like and is messing with your psyche to make you think, okay, man, I would look good like that or in that or whatever the case may be.
Or guilt trippy.
Exactly. So my question is, if they are able to guilt trip you, what is it about yourself that you feel guilty about, that you're not holding yourself accountable, so you can be guilty? So then they couldn't get you to spend that money, and you could have that extra money to put down on a car, or put down for a mechanical work on your vehicle, or put down to buy Ray and what have you, some clothes, or go get their
soul right now,
or be able to go and get their eyes checked. because the insurance has a certain amount of deductible that you got to come out of pocket. You will have that money.
Mm-mm-mm. All right, so let's hit on this one too, because it's all accountability. I know we open up a can of worms, but we gonna goddamn open it. Another one too is loneliness. Surprisingly, loneliness may be just as harmful as a sudden outburst of anger, as it tends to be long-term condition. A lot like depression can even be a risk factor of early death, according to experts. Loneliness increases levels of stress hormones like cortisol, and which affects sleep quality. Yeah, and it also gives you a rise in blood pressure. Isolation and solitude will make your immune system weak. You're killing your immune system, y'all. And this is another thing that you have control of. And look, people call me raw off of this, but I really honestly believe you got to get to the point where you start, or you better start having moments where you can stop giving a fuck about other things and make sure you protect your own happiness.
You know what loneliness here is? I've noticed loneliness comes in different ways. Loneliness comes in different ways where people choose to be by themselves and then they get lonely. And then there's lonely where people choose in a manner of, the way I want to put it is that the individual just don't fit in, so they don't try to fit into a certain bubble, a certain crowd. If you understand what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Loneliness is a choice.
It really is, because you can easily get friends.
It's a choice. So if you choose not to be with somebody, whose fault is that? It's yours. If you are lonely, but it's the wrong kind of crowd, I can understand that. But at the same time, how can you be lonely if you really know yourself? If you really know yourself and really love yourself, how can you be lonely?
Mm-hmm. It's your choice.
You can be,
and I'll be even transparent on the show. Like even for me, I could have been in a relationship a long time ago, but I'm choosing not to because I know I got some things I got to work on. Do I still date? Yes. So I'm not lonely, but at the same time, those are my choices. I can't just go out there and blame everybody for it. I know the choices I'm making. Exactly. I'm just owning up to it because especially in a symbol, and this is like what everybody goes to, like rumors. Why this person's not with this? Where he's just single, unhappy. I'm not on. I'm good. I just choose as of now my actions and my choice. I take responsibility. Just to be like this for now. That's my choice. I gotta own up for it, and I feel like when more people own up to that, what they choose, you feel like you have a lot more control instead of like out of control kind of things.
I agree. I totally agree. And the thing about it is we have to stop making excuses about this, about accountability, and stop making it, because all we doing, we lying to ourselves. We giving a false self-image of who we are, what we are, and the truth truth is not in us if we continue to do that.
Some people afraid to hit the truth.
The truth is nowhere close to being in us if we continue to lie to ourselves and about ourselves and who we are and what we are and where we are in our life at that point.
I'm gonna make somebody mad on this one. I can be like, you know what? I don't know what's wrong, but I want to lose like 80 pounds. Meanwhile, you just stuffing like McDonald's Whataburger, eating all kind of desserts, and you'll be like, I don't know what's going around, but it's not my fault. Wait, pause. Then you just stuff your whole belly with this.
Mm-hmm. That's just like remember years ago. Remember years ago when McDonald's got sued, and remember they got sued because someone got burnt, and I don't agree with it, but the verdict came out differently than what I would have wanted. That someone had gotten burned from coffee that spilled.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So because the sign said didn't have something like hot coffee or something like that.
Yeah.
So who's really accountable? Okay, I got the part McDonald's should have had a sign, but you telling me you are not accountable because you said you wanted a coffee, and you've probably been drinking coffee a long time, or you've been around people who have been drinking coffee, and then you know the coffee is always
hot.
has to be hot.
Hot.
We just now around this century in 2024, 2023, and I believe in 2022, we're just now starting to get what they call coffee in a can or cold coffee. We're just not getting that. So all that time in the past, you knew coffee was hot.
And you knew if you dropped it on you, it was going to burn you.
So whose fault was it? See, and this is the problem.
This is why I bring it up is the accountability in America. And when you see something, especially when you have this going legally, it gets like, well, I don't have to take responsibility for that. Or better yet, I'm really pissing people off. But this is street topics. When you have and I'm going to say it in your words, a sorry ass mother or father that don't want to take responsibility, and let's just say the individual either wants to, I'm gonna hit both sides. So whatever. I'm gonna hit both sides. You have a sorry ass mother that doesn't want to take responsibility for the kids, want to spread their legs out, have fun, but get mad that they have all these kids and not responsible and don't never have money. It was your choice. You have the actions to do that. You didn't have to have sex with the guy. You didn't have to do all these other things. You allowed the pressure. It takes 2 grown adults to get in the bed.
And not only that, if you were honest with yourself, responsible, and held yourself accountable, and honest with yourself, you would also accept the fact that you may not be mentally mature enough at that moment, at that time, to be able, because any woman that has more than just 2 or more kids and different baby daddies, your stock is dropped.
Oh, you can piss people off. You do it. You pulling the Kevin Samuels.
It's dropped.
Oh,
because it shows your lack of mental state, which you're still accountable. Right. You're still responsible.
Now,
so don't get mad if you got a high quality man that don't want to be with you because you got all these kids.
You're about to be mad.
Because that's the consequences of your actions.
Oh, shoot. Now, let me hit the other side of the fence because I know, that is woman bashing and shit. Yeah, I hear y'all. Now, let me hit the other Negroes. If your sorry ass ain't working no damn job, you have no goddamn reason getting all these damn women pregnant, and then have like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, man. She always tripping, man. I don't know why she always having stuff. I'm going through hard times. You already
knew how she was before you laid up with her. Because what did I just say? What did we say in the beginning? We said in the beginning, what? It's the emotions that get us in trouble. So you getting a tap of that ass, you did it on emotions.
Oh shit!
You did it through emotions. And that emotions for that 30 seconds on those 4 pumps got.
Wait a minute, Paul. Did you just say 4 pumps? You was petty as fuck. You petty as hell for that.
Into long-term consequences. And that was your choice to do that.
You said 4 pumps. Goddamn. It wasn't even that good. Goddamn. Holy shit. You petty as a motherfucker for that one. I gotta say it as it is. You petty as hell. Man, why you making fun of me, man?
It is what it is.
And you know what? And that goes into like also in other things. Now, I know we had, because relationships part. We're gonna get these other 2 parts too. But you chose to work certain jobs. You chose to hang around certain people. You chose different. Okay, look, we can't. Here's one thing too, because I can hear the argument now. You can't always control the beginning, especially if you're born into it. But goddamn, you can take the steering wheel and get your ass out of it. Because if you born like that in that situation, it's one thing. But if you die in that situation, wherever it is, that's your fucking fault. Because you have choices. As hard as that may sound, because I can hear you don't understand. Well, you just did exactly what we're talking about. You threw out the account. I wish people would.
Soon as you say you don't understand, you ignoring and you running away from responsibility and accountability.
And you know what you're doing? You're
trying to put it off on someone else.
You know what you're doing also? You gave power to it. You lost control. Look, even though I'm talking to myself too, the more that you say you don't understand that, you are basically say I have no control of it. The more you say I'm at fault and I can change something and things like, the more you make yourself able to make the change. But if you constantly complaining and saying you at fault, you don't understand, you're just saying like, fuck it, I'm just gonna like accept it as is.
Because you're making it about yourself.
Uh-oh.
Because you think you're on your high horse and you think you're better than someone else. If you were better, then you wouldn't be in the situation that you're in. If you was better, then your thought process wouldn't be what it is. If you think if you're better, then you wouldn't dress the way you dress.
Oh shit.
If you was better, you wouldn't go to places that you go.
Oh shit.
If you was better,
hey man, look, I sometimes like going to the strip club.
If you was better, then your whole situation, your world surrounding you wouldn't be where you are now.
And you have control, and you have control of all those different things. I mean, work environment, relationship, marriage, and all that. As hard as it, matter of fact, no. You have a choice. You can make it hard, or you can make it easy, because it's under your control.
And everyone wants to make it hard versus making it easy, because they think the hard is easy and the easy is hard, and which is a backwards way and an insane way of
insanity thinking. At its finest.
It shows the lack of intelligence. It shows the lack of analytical thinking, comprehension thinking. It shows the lack thereof. That's what it really shows. But most people won't say it, but they just think it. When they see someone saying, doing, and acting, and wearing and going, they think that, but they just won't say that.
Now, I'm going to hit these there too, and I'm going to find an article that goes on the opposite end. So we got shock and sadness, and we're just both on both of them. So we have shock, and this all happens when you allow emotions, which we were talking about, which all ties into accountability. Shock or trauma of any kind can have lasting consequences on both your mind and body. In fact, psychological trauma can even cause changes in the structure of our brain, especially in the areas where the frontal cortex, emotion, brains, and cerebral brain coverage. That's why I'm always saying, like, try to keep your peace and be in a peaceful or positive state of mindset, because you don't realize how more in depth that goes. And also, you have sadness. Sadness or deep grief can have a profound effect on your physical. And that part right there is true, because we've been saying that for long, because we be saying things like, "Ooh, look like life and whoop your ass," basically. And mental health too. Many studies have shown that bereavement, the pain of losing a loved one, can have a direct effect on the health of your heart.
Now, with this, certain things I agree with what they describe, but the other part of it I disagree with.
In which part?
The part of stress, the anxiety. There's some parts of sadness.
You about to make the people mad who like to take a lot of these drugs.
The reason why is this. Is because, and I'm do just like Baker. If you really had a relationship and knew God, then and then only, these things would not affect you. These things would not matter, because these things come from people that want to control something that they cannot control. So the consequences of that is the stress. The consequences is the worry, which is the anxiety, the sadness. There's different types of sadness. There's joyful sorrow, and then there's not joyful sorrow. Okay. So it depends, and then the shock. All of this is more spiritual, but it affects outward on people because they don't hold themselves accountable, and they have no relationship, in my eyes, in God, to know who and what they are. If they did, all of this emotions would not be a factor whatsoever.
All right. Great points. Now let me go ahead and pull this other. Let me stop sharing this one, and we're gonna flip it around.
And matter of fact, if you can, bring up the book Saving Normal. I think his last name is Alan Francis, I believe. And this is the reason why, because you mentioned mental health and you brought up those examples. So I'm just kind of sticking with that just for a quick second.
You want me to just pull up the cover?
Yeah, just the cover. Yeah. It's called Saving Normal.
What you said the author name was again?
Francis.
Yeah, I think this is it right here. All right, give me a second. And share screen. And here we go. Boom. Boom.
This author, Saving Normal, an inside revolt against out of control psychological diagnosis, DSM-5. And if you don't know what DSM-5 is, this is what the psychiatrists use to determine what mental disorder you have. But see, the author of this book, Alan Francis, who wrote the DSM-5, one of the ones who wrote it, specifically stated that there's no such thing as a mental disorder. They cannot prove it.
Wait, what did you just say now?
They cannot prove mental disorder. What they put in the book is only an observation on how people conduct themselves, and they label them. And the big pharmaceutical companies created the idea of a mental disorder to put you on pills, to keep you on pills, so you have a side effect to put you on another pill.
Now,
so
wait a minute, you about to piss off so many mothers. You like, you don't understand my baby. She needs this. And then some of the kids gonna be like, well, I just have ADHD, and it's just
there's no such thing as ADHD.
Shit, you can piss off some people. Oh shit.
There's no such thing as ADHD. By no means. Where if anyone can look at it and find every science has they do a hypothesis, a test. Where can you find where they said the chemicals in the body creates ADHD? Where you cannot find that. No one is not thinking. You cannot find any of these mental disorders unless you have a TBI, which is you hit your head, bump your head, and it caused the damage. That's a physical damage that caused a chemical reaction. Yes. Anything else is an observation. It's not nothing dealing with the brain.
You piss so many people, parents.
And if you want to prove me wrong, read the book. He gives the proof. And not only that, he wrote the book that your psychiatrist or your social worker is reading, and he's coming out and saying this book is bullshit, but yet and still he wrote it because the big pharmaceutical company paid the money at the time. They're paying for the conferences. Every time they pay for conferences for the psychiatrist, the pharmaceutical is doing that, just like I said. And when they're paying it, guess what the pharmaceutical company is doing? They are promoting their new drug to the psychiatrist that they pay for the conference, so the new drug can be issued to you from the psychiatrist, so some of the psychiatrists can get the kickbacks.
You know what? And this, we are it's normal for us to piss people off. I can't tell you how many times I hear from kids and adults that don't want to take accountability and blame that as a reason why they can't get things done, or blame that for this is why I'm here in my life.
All they have to do is get their lazy ass up and do what needs to be done. And the parents need to stop babying the kids, because that's one problem. It is the accountability.
The cuddle society.
If you cuddle the child, and whatever happens to the child, whether it's in jail, death, or bad marriage, or loneliness, or whatever the case may be, that is the parent's fault, because you raised them to be failures, not a winner.
and take on things that may be difficult. All right, so we're going to hit on this before we finish up. So we have another one that actually wants us to try an article that tries to defends the benefits of emotions. But this one right here, I'm not gonna lie, I do agree with, but we're gonna showcase it too, so we can digest it because I don't want just my own opinions. And here is the article as it loads. We have this one right here. I'll scan back to the top of it. It says the 5 positive benefits of positive emotions on the psychological well-being, and we have these. I'm gonna roughly go over it real quick. And I actually agree with this, but I'm gonna allow you to put your own opinion. Let me go and blow it up a little bit closer because people gonna be like, I can't see. I gotta put my good eyes on. Anyway, hold on, let's see. I think that should be helpful. Hold on, wait. I'm at the wrong one. I'm at my screen. Let me go back to the screen over here. Got these 2 screens over here and confusing my dang self. All right, so that should be a little bit better for y'all in your eyes as I put my screen on my other screen better because I was like, why is this moving? But here's on the top. So I'm gonna run through all these. So positivity feels good. Positive emotions such as joy, hope, and gratitude makes us feel good now and in the future. We have positive changes in the working of our mind in a very literal sense. Swapping bad thoughts and emotions for good ones helps us see options. We see opportunities rather than limitations. Then we have positivity transforms our future. Fleeting positive feelings accumulate over time, building up more psychological resources and ultimately making tomorrow a better day than yesterday. Then we have these. I think the last 3 of them. Positivity reduces negativity. Negative emotion, just think of anger and fear, are bad for our health, which we pretty much covered in another article. Increasing blood pressure and releasing stress hormones. Positive ones can calm us physically and psychologically. And then we have positivity has a tipping point. Contrary to what we think, the association between positive emotions and their benefits is not linear. Small changes in our expression of positivity can significantly improve how we feel and react to situations. I definitely agree with that. And then this one we have positivity is learnable. Oh, it ties into accountability. We are in no way fixed. This actually aids what we're talking about. While our potential for life draining negativity is never far away, so too is our capacity to use positivity to make a significant difference in our lives. So how do you feel about those? I actually like this one, but how do you feel?
It has a lot of good points. I don't disagree with it. I would like to say that when people feel sad, guilty, worry, or lonely, when they feel those things, that usually is because you did something wrong that you know was wrong, but you did it anyway.
Oh, quiet out here. Oh no.
That's what it is.
Hurt.
You know what you were gonna do before you did it was wrong. You did it anyway. So
people say, "Don't do it, don't do it, don't go back."
Now you feel guilty. Now you feel bad. Now you feel like you gotta look over your shoulders. All of this, and guess what? That's a spiritual feeling that you feel that's convicting you because you know you did wrong. So what would you be afraid of? Because it says just think of anger and fear, negative emotions, just thinking of anger and fear. Why would you be angry? Because you know you did something wrong, you're scared you're gonna get caught, or somebody might have seen you do something, so you're getting angry and defensive. Is it the fear because you might get caught? Or someone might have seen you?
Oh.
That's it. That's all I got to say.
Man, oh man, you're gonna leave them with that. Woo wee. Be accountable. And
so yes, America has a problem with accountability. And this is the reason why I can honestly say they are other countries that do things better than the United States because their stress level is not high like here in the United States. They know how to relax. They know how to be stress-free for the most part compared to the United States. And if you don't believe me, if you get off your couch, get out of your car, save your money and stop wasting your money and go overseas to different countries, and you will see and feel and not have that ignorant American mentality when you go over into other people's countries, because guess what? You're in their house, so you respect their house just like you want them to respect your house if they come to the United States. And you will see for yourself and then come back that United States put stress on ourselves while others don't have that much stress.
So before we close this out, I'm going to play this little motivational video about taking accountability by one of my favorite speakers, Eric Thomas, because I know he don't play around. He from the streets in the hood, and he likes to leave it raw. And like he'll get on your tail too in person. I've seen the videos, and I actually saw him speak in person. If you doing some BS, he gonna call you out in front of everybody, but it's out of love, but he wants to hold you accountability. Because I remember one time he was talking this thing, giving a lot of great value, and these teenagers started laughing. He looked them dead in the face like, "What's so funny?" they were like, "Wait, is he? Yeah, I'm talking to you. Tell me what is so funny." They was not ready. It was, hey, some of these teenagers need a wake up call, but I love it. But let me go ahead and share this, and then we're gonna leave our closing comments and go from there. But as we have it here, Eric Thomas, as he about to throw down on a speech.
Funny, we want people to make guarantees to us, but we're not willing to make guarantees to ourselves. Somebody gave you a guarantee, 30-day guarantee. In 30 days, if you don't make what they told you was gonna make, you got an attitude, you want your money back. But you've never demanded your money back from yourself. You've never looked at yourself in the mirror and said, you let you down. You keep saying you ain't on the next level because of the economy. You keep saying you ain't in the next level because it ain't the season. You keep saying you ain't in the next level because the opportunity ain't there. The truth of the matter is that you ain't there because you ain't there. Have you ever looked at yourself in the mirror and said, I'm not getting up on time. I'm not going to work on time. I'm not putting in 120% when I'm at work. I let me down. And there's some of you, you know what you want, but you are not personally willing to do the work it takes to get it. What you're trying to do is do what you've done on this level and get the next level. You like, I'm getting up every day. I'm putting in 2.5. I'm putting in 3, and I'm not getting the opportunity. The opportunity might require getting up and working out 3.5. It might require you saying no to your friends. It might require you changing your diet. It might require you moving to another city. Whatever it takes, you got to be willing to do it. And you keep saying you're not there because of something else, because it's easier to blame somebody else.
That's true.
That's the problem with some of you.
Yes, problem in the United States.
To the fire, but you're not holding yourself to the fire.
Exactly.
You owe you an explanation. You owe you an explanation.
You owe you an explanation.
You need to look at yourself in the mirror and say, why are you only giving 50%? What's wrong with you? You need to put yourself on punishment. You need to tell you.
And I got something to say after that.
No more snacks, no more desserts, no more alcohol, no, we working out now. You need to tell you that you owe you something. We tired of this 60% you. We tired of this crying you, this complaining you. We tired of this furniture. Greatness is in you. You are here. You here. Leave your doggone mark. You here. Do something. So whatever you gotta do, you do it. And if those of you who were this close, but you compromised, you let your feelings get the best of you. It's time for you.
Didn't I say that?
It's time for you to
I said that.
There are no excuses. You cannot cheat success. You gotta work for it. You gotta breathe it. You gotta sleep it. You gotta eat it. You gotta put forth 120%. I didn't get here making excuses. And I stopped being a victim. I stopped saying I've got to wait for good things to happen to me. And I said I'm going to grind. I'm going to fight. I'm going to work. I'm going to learn. I'm going to do everything in my power every single day. I'm going to do everything in my power to become a victor and not a victim. It only takes one extra push-up. It only takes one extra mile. It only takes one extra rain. It only takes one extra effort. It only takes one extra something to get you to where you're trying to get to. And the goal is you got to go a little further than the man who's trying to get what you're trying to get. And can't nobody stop me but me. For some of you, when you do what you do, you act as if you have another opportunity. I'm wired differently. Every opportunity is the last opportunity. Every opportunity, I have to reprove myself again. Every opportunity, I'm still nervous because the day you become content, the day you stop getting better, is the day you die. Is the day the person who's trying to catch you will get you. You gotta get this beast mode. You gotta embody beast mode. Everything about you has to say, I ain't playing. If it's to have, I'm gonna get it. And I ain't leaving none of it behind. It's mine. I'm coming to get it. I'm coming to get it. I'm coming to get it.
I know you got a mouthful to say before we close.
Before you close, man, I agree with that, and the fact that, and I'm glad you played that, because a quick thing, this verdict with Daniel Penny about not guilty for the chokehold for the gentleman Jordan Neely. I am sick and tired of black folks automatically trying to make it seem like it's black and white. In this particular situation, this man was a threat and he held him down, and unfortunately he passed away. He was killed. But how can the family blame Mr. Penny when their family member was on the streets and not in an institution, not at some family member's house, but you want to blame Mr. Penny? So you have to go back further to why was he on the streets and he wasn't getting help, and why his family wasn't helping. That's what accountability needs to be at. Because if the accountability was there, then guess what? Mr. Penny and the situation would have never occurred. To scare the people on the train for them to react. They did not know whether or not this man was mentally stable or not. This man don't walk around with his medical records to show people that to say he's not stable. This man don't walk around here with no medical wristband saying that he's not wrapped too tight or he got mental issues. This man, they ain't walking around here with a sign saying that I got mental issues. They didn't even know none of this. But you want to make it a black and white thing. The man did what he was supposed to do. Unfortunately, the man passed away. I hate that. But it is what it is. Where was your accountability in not helping your own blood, your own family member? Where were you when they needed you? What were you doing, or what were you not doing? Because he shouldn't have been in that place, in that situation, that environment in the first place. If your whole family loved him as much as y'all claim y'all do, in the first place. That's all I got to say.
Hit him with heavy hands. That's how we do it on Street Topics. Go ahead, Justin, and tell them where they can find you as you have more things coming up in the future.
Oh man, you go. Of course, we're going to have Chris on here every Friday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. But guess what? You will also be able to hear all recordings on iHeartRadio, Pandora, Spotify, you name it. Matter of fact, why don't you come to the In the Trenches podcast website? You listen to all the episodes right there, and while you're there, you check out all our merchandise that's there. I guarantee you it is the hottest merch right now that's on the market. And so, this is who we are. But don't miss out on this upcoming episode that we're going to talk. And we're gonna have Chris on here. Episode 97. child support scandal. Our
Ah,
mom's
shit.
living.
Ah,
The
shit.
highlight.
Ah, shit.
So you know we're gonna have a hot topic. It's gonna be really raw.
Oh, hell. God damn.
And check us out on our 100th episode in January 2025. So it's gonna be a hot party during that time.
Awesome. And you know, as always, I am Chris Holmes, the host of Street Topics and much more. You can check out all the things we do and much more on soulproductions.biz for the photography business, videography if you need edits. And then we also have Soul Production University, have online courses, and we only have some merch coming up pretty soon. But we have all the value that you can learn for, get entertained by, and service to create your content and much more, all there on the website, which I'll put in the description and much more. So that's what it's all about, providing you value and much more to get success and take it to the next level, but also hit the raw topic that you're afraid of, but we not. But with that, there's so much value in this, but I would say this to just end it off. Stop making fucking excuses. It's your fault. Hey, catch y'all next time. Make sure you subscribe and keep those comments going because it's Street Topics. And you know we love to keep it raw. Peace out, y'all.